I've been coaching people to their muchness for almost a decade. And every single time, every time I get a new client, I'm still like, oh goody, I get to meet an amazing person. I do. I get to bear witness to who you are at the depth of your core. I get to bear witness to your muchness. And I get to meet some really miraculous and magical people with extraordinary stories. And what they do is they tell me their stories. And more often than not, those stories are full of stress and trauma and tragedy and difficulty and challenge. And sometimes it's with unfulfilled dreams and desires and visions and ideas. And I get to be the person to say, that's awesome. I'm so excited for you. And here's how you can feel it for yourself. I take those traumas and tragedies and challenges and victimizations and I turn them inside out and upside down and repurpose and reformat them for you into, this is your muchness, this is your magic, this is your beauty, this is who you are, and this is what you've learned, and this is how you've grown. In just one session, I shift your perspective. Then when someone says to me at the end of that, what's next? I get to say, oh yeah, let's go through a series. And a series is like 6, 8, 10 sessions, half an hour each, where I take you through a progression, piece by piece, very similar to the progression I took myself through in my own challenges of Mosey method exercises. And each one, you do this homework, practice it for a week or two, come back and talk to me about how it shifted and how it changed. When people do their homework, it's so much fun because I give them one lesson, and when they come back to me, they start talking about, they don't even know it, but they're talking about insights in the next lesson. So then I get to give them the next lesson, and they're like, oh yeah, I get that. It's already starting, because the first one turns on the second one, and the second one turns on the third one, and the third one turns on the fourth one, and it just manifests like that. And it's so fun. At the end of each session, people are like, I feel like you really see me. Well, that's because you show me who you are. And then they say, everything makes so much sense. Yes, it does. Life does make sense. And sometimes you just need someone like me to turn it a little twisted or side or confused or inside out so that you get rid of all the confusion and you can make it into beauty. And I just show you how. What's really awesome is that after the end of 5, 6, 7, 10 sessions, people usually say to me, especially when they've done their homework on a regular progression, they say, I got it. I'm feeling rockin' awesome. And then I say, good, let's just check in a few months. Let's check in and make sure you're accountable, to make sure you're staying on the right path. And if something should come up that's a little bit stressful or your life changes in some major way, we can touch base and do this again. And we don't necessarily have to go through the whole series again. We'll just go retune you, replug you in, remind you of what's happened. Coaching with me is a very different experience than any other kind of life coach because I have an end game. My game is to bring you to muchness and then say, you got it. You see, I taught high school for 10 years. And when students came back to me, that means they failed. And if they failed, I failed. My goal is to get you to muchness and get you to stay there. And then you be the student that comes back, knocks on my door and says, hey, T-Raz, that's what my high school students called me. I still got it. Or remember when you taught me? And then you're reminding yourself. And we do a check-in once a year. We sit down and have coffee once in a while and we high five. We got it.